All right, y'all, so this is a homework problem out of 1.4, and it's asking us if we can find all solutions by factoring. So y'all, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and write down the problem that we have. 5a squared minus 36a is equal to 32. And the first thing we're going to do, y'all, we're going to bring this 32 to the other side, okay? Because anytime we're solving a quadratic equation, meaning we're solving a quadratic equation where the highest power is 2, we want to get 0 on that side. So when we move the 32, y'all, we're going to be left with 0 here. When we're crossing the equal sign, the sign of the 32 is going to change to a minus 32, okay? Now, y'all, at this step here, we're going to see if we can factor this thing out. So I want us to think about what it is we're trying to get in the first spot. In the first spot, we're trying to get a 5a squared. So in these two spots, y'all, excuse me, I'm trying to find two things that are going to multiply to 5a squared. Well, we know that 5a times another a is going to give us 5a squared. Now, in the second spots, we are looking for numbers that are going to multiply to a negative 32. So y'all, when I think of 32, 32 actually has a ton of factors, like 1 in 32, 2 in 16, maybe not a ton of factors, but at least it's got 3 sets, 4 and 8, okay? So y'all, what I need to do here is I need to figure out which of these factors are the ones that I'm going to use. Now, this process, y'all, is called a method of guessing and checking, because that is exactly what we need to do. We need to guess and we need to check, okay? So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and try my numbers 4 and 8, okay? Now, where does the 4 go? Where does the 8 go? I don't know yet. This is why it's called guess and check. So, y'all, I'm going to show you something. If I put an 8 here and I put a 4 here, I know that when I multiply 8 times 4, I'm going to get a 32. Now, I know I want to get a negative 32. I'm going to hold off on the sign just for a second, okay? So let's go through the process of making sure we're doing this right. 5a times a, 5a squared. 5a times 4, y'all, that would give me 5 times 4, that would give me a 20 with an a. 8 times a would give me an 8a, okay? Now, y'all, because I'm going to get a minus 32 here, one of those signs is going to have to be positive, one's going to have to be negative. So if I were to do this, 20 minus 8, that would give me 12, but I don't want a 12, y'all. I really want a 36. So it doesn't mean that 8 and 4 don't work. It just means that 8 and 4, y'all, don't work right there. How about if we try putting the 8 over here and the 4 over here, and let's double check again. So 5 times 8 is going to give me 40 with an a. 4 times a will give me a 4a. Y'all, if I subtract those, that's going to give me a positive 36. Very close. I want to get a negative 36. So how about if we make this into a negative 40 and a positive 4, and the way we would do that is make that 8 negative and that 4 positive. Now, this is why it's called guess and check, because I need to do this process, y'all, where I'm checking my numbers. These are the ones that are going to work, okay? So let me continue here. We're going to take the first part, 5a plus 4 equals 0. We're going to take a minus 8 equals 0. Y'all, when we move that 8 over, it's negative. When we move it over, it's going to become a positive 8. When we move that 4 over, it's positive right now, so it's going to become negative. Oops, sorry, it's supposed to be an a. And then if we divide everything by 5, we're coming up with negative 4 over 5. So, y'all, we have two answers. Just as a reminder, y'all, when you're entering this into MyLab, what you would enter in is negative 4 over 5, comma, positive 8. Now, before I finish, y'all, I want to just mention one last thing. When we were looking for our factors of 32, we tried 4 and 8, and we had to play around with it, but those are the ones that worked. What that also means, y'all, is that 1 in 32 and 2 in 16 never would have worked, okay? It's only going to be one set that's actually going to work here to give us the numbers that we want to get. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to